Welcome back to the Smoshcast. I'm here with my co-host, Amanda.
And I'm here with my co-host, Shane.
Thank you, Amanda. And our guest today, I'm pretty stoked about it. He's a cool guy. Damien Haas.
Yeah.
Wow. It's really great to be here, you guys. Thank you.
You're so welcome. There was a long list of people who wanted to be here, and we bumped you up to the top.
Yeah.
And they all somehow got food poisoning. We don't know how. They'll never catch him.
What did you do?
Oh, well, I spit.
Okay.
Great.
This is perfect because this episode is a little spooky.
Uh-oh.
It's a little spooky. So, Damien, I would say out of everyone on Smosh, you're probably the spookiest person.
Thank you.
I feel like that fits. I
Yeah,
feel
you're like a
that's
ghoul.
accurate.
Thank you. I like that.
In the
I
best way
appreciate that.
possible.
You're a little bit like
We're
a
a little
ghoul.
bit like, ooh, here comes Damien. I'm so interested in him, but also
Thank you.
ghoul.
I feel seen right now. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, so the bags under the eyes, the like sunken skeletal features, like that definitely plays into it.
No, your skin still looks great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do moisturize, and I just started a new eye cream.
I know, you told me.
Shane, please give us a moment. Yeah, so I'm using
Yeah,
the
bye,
one with the
Shane.
avocado
Great.
Extract. It's really helpful.
Gorgeous.
sounds
Thank
nice.
you.
Absolutely
Appreciate you.
gorgeous.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh,
Ghouls?
good night.
Damien, the reason I picked the spooky stuff is obviously you're a spooky person in a fun way.
Thanks. It is fun, spooky. I have a board game area in my living space, but when it's not being actively used by people, I do have like Halloween skeletons sitting at the table because that's like fun. But why? Let me ask you this: ghouls have to consume human flesh. Vampires have to consume blood. Why are vampires not so cool, but ghouls are awesome to you?
I
I'm
forgot that
curious what the difference is.
we're talking to our
Yeah,
spooky friend, so
yeah,
he knows all the
spooky.
lore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Behind all this. I didn't know that about ghouls.
Well, no, because I didn't know that either, but my neighbor is a ghoul.
Okay, worst demon ever.
My neighbor who's a ghoul.
I sleep in a coffin. Do you want to go back to my place? It's the graveyard.
Wait a second. Ghouls eat human flesh?
That's what a ghoul is. Yeah. Oh, so you thought they were awesome, and you didn't even know
thought
the
they just,
the
like,
whole thing.
drank martinis and had big top hats, and they were like kind of
Well, now
like.
you're talking about vampires. But the thing is, I have social anxiety too. But for whatever reason, small talk on an elevator, love it.
Really?
Couldn't love it more. I was in an elevator the other day with an old lady, and she legitimately started talking about the weather. And I really like to I don't consciously do this, but like I mirror people. And so like I try to pick up, not even again intentionally, but like I pick up their
I
vibe.
knew it.
And so like, you knew what?
So,
knew
so
it.
this old woman was talking to me, and I turned around and I go,
Yes,
it's nice to talk to you.
Grandson's coming in today, and I'm gonna cook pot roast. She's like, me too, young boy.
Well, it's just
and her head is about to pop off her neck.
like a
Turns out
clown.
she's a ghoul.
Yes, and now we're full circle. No, but like, if she's like an old lady and her vibe is like talking about the weather, then I also want to have a very gentle but very like direct opinion on the weather. So she'll be like, "Oh, this rain has been wild," and I'm like, "I know, but we needed it, huh?" And like, and that's what people who talk about the weather always say. But we needed it, huh? Like that's the proper response. How are you? Good. How are you? How about this weather? Yeah, but we needed it, huh? Like you just play the social game for a minute, and then they walk away being like, "What a nice interaction," and you go, "Idiots! I wasn't even there mentally." You mind if I ask? This might be a little personal, and if this is not the vibe for the podcast, let me know. But would you consider yourself a people pleaser? Like, do you have a hard time saying no to things?
Yes, big
Okay.
time. It's something I'm definitely working on. Like, I need to stop promising that I will watch that person's, I don't know, dog or pets for like 2 months. Although I
Sure.
do love watching dogs. See, that's the issue.
That's the
I'm a
problem.
people pleaser, but I love people. And I love dogs.
But you need to love yourself.
oh, honey.
It's about the balance, though, right? Because like I'm a recovering people pleaser, and I love being polite. I love having great connections with people. But like as soon as that becomes less convenient to you for a stranger, you stop. I think the thing that is the biggest fear for me, anxiety-wise, is being misunderstood. Like if someone is frustrated because they misunderstood something that you did, or like if I make a mistake and it's clear that I made a mistake, I have no problem owning whatever consequences come from it. I can apologize, and if people need space or they don't want to be a friend anymore, it's like, that sucks, but I understand it. But when someone doesn't get your meaning or intention, like if I send a message and I'm like, oh, I think they might have misinterpreted it that way, like what if they're mad at me? That sucks, and those are the thoughts that stick with me that I really have to put to bed and like let go of control.
Right.
So anything scare me? Deep, deep, deep ocean.
Yeah, you do have thalassophobia.
I wouldn't say it's.
But that's not an irrational fear. The
Not.
deep ocean's really scary.
It's terrifying.
I think deep ocean is terrifying whenever like we find something that like all the rules that you've been taught about life in just existing on the earth. You're like, that's not supposed to be a thing. Where they're like, they've got those jellyfish with the like 8-foot or like 12-foot long tentacles that just dangle down in pitch darkness.
There's ones
like,
that's longer.
Now,
That's
Wait, how does that give him children all the time?
because it's just cummies, I guess.
But wait, so Satan takes the cum and then
Yeah,
creates
because
a
they're
baby?
future children theoretically.
they're technically his future children.
Oh my God, I got it.
Yeah,
Wow.
that one took some work.
That's fascinating.
Question: is the devil a baddie in this situation?
Maybe it's
saying.
2 sentences. That's all we get.
Is it f***ed up that story is like a bit of a turn on?
We can for sure unpack that whenever you want.
Yeah.
Why
We'll
is
worry
that a
about
turn
later.
on? I don't know.
I wonder if that's actually a happy story for the rest of the world because now Satan's busy. Satan can't talk right now. He's busy.
And
That's a
haunted.
f***ed up
My
house.
childhood was f***ed up, Amanda. Let's get into it.
All
Okay.
right.
See, that's the best part about horrors is that it's like, is it the house that's f***ed up or is it your mind that's f***ed up?
It was the mind because of the circumstances.
All right, let's dig into that.
Let's talk about that. Okay.
And I'm just like weeping as soon as you get back from the intro.
We're like, can we get him out of
Can we get
here?
him water?
I never felt safe. And
We can cut all that part.
we don't have to.
Just kidding.
No, keep it in.
Laugh at my pain.
Pain.
You'll never know the darkness that hides beneath this laughter.
Also, that voice is pretty hot.
Thanks.
Hey,
I'm a
Okay.
voice
I
actor.
guess Shane's still here.
Whoa, which one?
Hey, guys.
Sorry, Shane, what kind of eye cream do you use?
I use Kiehl's.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Me too.
I actually don't use an eye cream. I just
Oh,
use.
yeah, we know.
Yeah.
I just use moisturizer.
You know what? I don't know how off topic we're supposed to get here.
I mean, we can do whatever.
His hand is on
we,
the
We're
iPad.
talking about moisturizer now.
yeah, but I
How
have
spooky.
the weird brain. I went to, and this is just a little PSA for anybody out there. I went to a beauty supply store the other day to get like an eye cream, and I found that like Kiehl's had one, which was nice, and then they had like one in black that it was like Kiehl's for men, and it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
I was like okay, and I was like wait a minute, and I asked the person working there, I'm like hi. These look about the same, just with a couple different ingredients.
And she's like, yeah.
Which one's actually better? And
Yeah,
she's like,
totally.
oh, the other one.
Yeah, totally.
And I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's so
Because, like,
stupid.
anytime you go and it's like, this is man cream for men. I'm like, y'all, we have the same eyes. You can just buy the better version of the thing.
Those beauty supply people literally don't know what the they're talking about. I'm sorry.
This
They're just
one
like,
did.
They're like literally, oh my God, my husband has that. And his eyes like glow. It's the craziest thing. Like he woke up and his eyes
No,
are like glowing.
She was a baddie. She definitely knew what she was doing at that beauty store.
But don't worry, LeBron James cannot hurt you. Because Michael Jordan just clocked in.
Thank you for this.
By the way, quick pause here. We just started doing Dungeons and Dragons, Sword AF.
Mm-hmm.
Damien's the DM. Amanda and I are in it.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's so much fun.
It is.
So fun.
First of all, I am so stoked and proud of the cast. Stoked for and proud of the cast. This has been something I've been sort of tasked with working on for months and months and months and months and months. And I've never put so much effort into one project at Smosh. In fact, I rarely ever try with anything.
That's not true.
And I like learned how to DM, and I like met with DM friends and like asked. And for those of you that don't know, it's Dungeon Master. It's the person running the game. And if you are not familiar with D&D, if you're like, that's not my cup of tea, let me just tell you this. It is all just us doing improv as characters. The actual like D&D aspects, quote unquote, are so minor. We're just telling a story
It's just
together.
having a
We're
blast.
literally just telling a story in characters and we're creating our world and we're just playing together.
We were
It's-
laughing our asses
Oh
off.
my God, I had so much fun. And again, my best friend from home who was like, you're kind of a loser in the best way possible is you missed that episode.
I did.
But I was like, I think D&D is like my like greatest joy right now
It's
because
so
I'm
much
just
fun.
That
like,
makes me so. I,
I
just got
love
chills.
it
Yeah.
so
You're
much.
so good.
Here, let's talk
thanks.
about our characters once towards the
Yeah.
end of this episode.
Okay,
so
yeah,
stick
let's do
around.
it.
We'll go more into our characters.
let's do it.
Let's get
Oh,
back
so
into these
cool.
2 sentence
Okay, let's do
stories.
it.
Yeah, let's do it.
To sustain my immortality, every 1,000 years I must become a marble statue for 24 hours. It's been 23 hours since the maid came in to dust and accidentally broke off my penis.
Oh no! And the devil runs in. He's like,
The devil's in, like,
oh, 5 second rule. 5 second rule.
Oh, I want that. I want that.
I just suck that. I have to house that.
All right, we found our first
How's that?
devil.
I just suck. Come on.
Jesus.
Still a turn on. I'm still like kind of turned on by that.
Holy
that's
shit.
okay.
Of the devil busting into any room going, I gotta house that.
Do you know? Are you familiar with Wattpad? Because I'm gonna.
No.
Yeah, okay, just do Devil X Reader X, and you're
Yeah,
gonna have a great
you will
time.
find it. I have a couple that I found like earlier today.
Okay.
Hmm.
Are you having fun? Because I'm having a great time.
I'm having
This is a
so
little
much
crazy.
fun. I
Let's talk
love this
about keels after
podcast.
this.
Yeah,
Great.
let's talk about keels.
Or any corvid?
Oh, that's true. I never thought about that.
You might be a blue jay.
I think I'm definitely a blue jay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm
That's
a blue
what's going
jay.
on.
Yeah. But no, I love scarecrows. They're very sweet. I do, however, I have made friends with crows, so I can't have a scarecrow.
Yeah.
What are your crows' names?
The only one that visits me regularly,
Is
I've named
counting
her.
crows?
No, that's
now
not
we're
Big Girl.
demonetized.
I've named her Alice, the one that visits me regularly. She's been
Go
waiting
ask
for me.
Alice.
She's been waiting for me as I walk to my car in the morning. I will hear like a beating of wings, and like she'll land on like a power line directly above my car, and will wait until either I leave or I go in and get peanuts. But like I can talk to her and say, hey, while I wait for peanuts. She doesn't like hang out and eat the peanuts while I'm there, but she will like. She just waits patiently and comfortably, and it's taken like a couple months to get to that level of comfort.
Can I please talk about the neighbor who's across the way? Like,
He's talking to the crow again. He's getting peanuts again for the crow. I don't have any crow friends.
that's your neighbor.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I picture when you're telling me that story.
Yeah.
Someone watching you in the street.
Someone-
being
someone
like,
on the-
I'll be right back.
The apartment balcony next to me just being like, well, she got that I don't got.
Yeah, exactly.
The answer's
Feeling
peanuts.
jealousy.
That man's got it all. He's got fucking crows, peanuts, everything.
A vehicle.
All I have is a dick-sucking demon that won't leave me alone.
Honey, are you coming back to bed? In a minute. In a minute. In a minute.
Good. If I ever bring it up to them, I'm definitely making an update. Yeah, if there's ever a camera, if you suspect there's a camera, watch some Smosh videos in your office and see if your boss brings it up.
Yeah, can you put your boss on the camera real quick? We just want to talk to him.
You know what's funny is they're like stoked that we read this post on this video. I'm also a little starstruck that we got mentioned in a Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel so special. I feel seen.
Yeah,
It's such
it
a
actually
weird-
feels trippy because I've been a lurker on Reddit for like years and years.
Right.
So to see like just to be mentioned on like a random
Sure.
subreddit, not the Smosh subreddit, like that's you
Right.
know, that's makes sense, but it's weird.
That's
It's
funny.
it's absolutely wild. It's sort of like we've reached documentary territory where like the aspect of by observing something you are now changing it. There's no such thing as like pure observation. You know, like being observed in your office via a camera and how you can't work normal anymore. I don't know what y'all said on the first episode, but I do just want to say to anybody out there who feels like something's a little bit off with your work situation, even if it's your first job, you're just like, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be. You got to trust your gut and stick up for yourself. And I know it's hard. But we are controlled through the fear of like, well, I guess we'll take your employment away. Like, you are in the right, and there's no other way that would be excusable, even if it was just like left over from another office. Can you imagine like, oh my God, why is there this like pit of like meat slurry? It's like, oh, sorry, this used to be a butcher's shop and we changed it. We forgot to remove that pit of meat in the corner. Like,
Right.
it doesn't apply.
Yeah, because at the very least, she didn't even feel like she could ask the question.
That
And it's
sucks,
like, you should
too.
be able to go and be like, hey, is that a camera in my office? Am I being watched?
And I'm sorry you felt that way. Like, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. This is
Yeah.
all.
But we gotta say, good guy IT.
Yeah.
Good guy
Hey.
All
IT.
right. I'm glad she has a Tim.
I'll say
Yeah.
this: neutral guy IT. Because unless you're actively working to fix the problem, like reporting the dude, you're just sort of letting
I
things
guess we
carry on
don't
as normal.
know. I mean,
guess not.
It's still been a couple days, but
It's just like what
Yeah.
a weird thing for the boss to be like. It's not like I was watching her or anything. Like,
Yeah, that's
why
the
do
most
they even have to like
suspicious thing.
defend like why the camera? I don't know. It's just so
There's like
weird.
8 CRTVs on the walls. He's just like, yes, good. Nothing.
yeah,
It's odd. It's weird.
It sounds.
The camera was there before it was an office.
Because they moved the front door on account of it wasn't an office before. Because they moved the front door, and that's why it was there. I wasn't watching her.
to this all this point, She said, I couldn't tell if I had the right to feel so weird about this situation because everyone in my personal circle says it isn't that weird.
That's insane.
Guys, that's weird.
That's insane.
There's no, if you have your own personal office somewhere, they're not allowed to record you in it. Or at the very least, without, look, at least without them telling you. Like, them to try to keep it a secret makes it all super weird. No, and it's very clear from the get-go of this one and what the boss is saying that it was weird. It was not professional in any sort of means. I can't believe, that is sad that her personal circle's like, yeah, that's not weird.
Yeah, to that end, original poster, I'm so glad that you're enjoying Smosh videos. Thank you so much. You get a snack. We want to talk to your friends real quick. Good? If anything happens to her, it's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's so funny because, like, I was thinking, and then she said it, like, this feels like one of those, like, nightmares.
Yes.
A legit, like,
I feel
she's
like
pooping, everyone look, and everyone's like, ha, ha, ha.
This truly sounds like the logic of like a sketch that we would write.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, this is so insane, this would never happen in real life.
It's so bizarre. Like, and also, when she was like, well, I love my boyfriend, I'm like, you've never met your boyfriend because that was your boyfriend. When you've had a few drinks and you're laughing along with your friends, like, that's your boyfriend right there. And I just, how could you ever get that trust back?
I do almost see a version where this could have been a funny moment for everybody, but she made it very clear that it wasn't. Right. And they didn't apologize. And I think it's one of those, like, it's almost like one of those, like, mob mentality moments, like, when, like, everybody gets on board with something, it's, like, hard to, like, shift that sort of, like, thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, she has every right to be angry, and, like, I think the boyfriend at this point is probably embarrassed. Like, it's clear that he's, like, thinking more about himself of, like, how does this look for me, because now my girlfriend seems ridiculous and crazy. But it's like, yeah, she had every right to feel embarrassed. She was exposed.
That's the thing,
to a
like,
group
exposed
of
to a bunch of people, like, involuntarily. Like,
Yeah.
that's a huge violation.
Yeah. The girl like enabled it.
So, like, which is absolutely so rough. And on top of that, like, to have the boyfriend use the specific phrasing of, like, where the f*** are you going? That is that is violent language to use against someone like that. And I don't care if someone is making direct eye contact with you and making lava plops in the middle of the floor. Like, if they're like, I need help, you're just like, got it. Like, there needs to be a point of, like, there's no more joking. Like, when you're being tickled and you're about to throw up, you need to be like, stop. And eventually someone gets it. Like,
right.
Wow.
And he's known her for 2 years. He's been in a relationship with her for 2 years. He should know her comfort levels on things. Like, they're not on the set of Jackass. Like, this is real life, and he should know that with people that she's just met for the first time, especially, like, this is not okay at all. She's making it very apparent.
Yeah, I see. I don't see this as something that, like, it's like, oh, you need to dump him. But I think this is a very big learning opportunity for this guy. And
I think you need to dump him.
We got a bunch of comments here. Someone said, F that guy. The fact that he wasn't furious with his asshole buddies invading your privacy shows his character. You weren't his girlfriend that night. You were their entertainment. Dump his ass and never look back. He obviously does not respect you. Someone else said, this relationship is over. He didn't have your back. Someone else said, okay, so I went through a similar situation, minus the poop, with my ex at his brother's birthday. It was a nightmare. Everyone else was making fun of me and getting f***ed up, and I was in the middle of nowhere, stuck with these people, and my boyfriend would only come to check on me, to tear down more and yell at me, which meant I would hide more and cry, which would piss him off more. Repeat for 3 days as I had no way home. It won't get better. I don't know why I thought it might, or why I didn't care more, but that relationship almost ruined me. Your partner should have your back. Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah. Do what I wasn't brave enough to do and forget this guy. I do agree. This is like, it was just such a prolonged amount of him not caring about her, like, so long, and like even the days of all the texts and stuff not apologizing. It's like, you've had time to think about this, but
but I don't think I don't think he has. Do you know what I mean? Like he's still with those people that are enabling that thinking.
But that would scare
Like,
me. That would scare me to be with someone who I'd be like, oh, if you're influenced by the right people, you could
Oh,
fuck me up.
Oh,
Like,
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
so, but oh, wait, what were we
I
gonna
was
say?
just gonna say also like, you know, if he has been with her for 2 years and he hasn't like, say for instance, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and he's like, I really didn't know if she was mad. Like that is a colossal problem because after 2 years you should know your partner's comfort level. You should know, you know, when they're joking around and when they're being like, I need your help.
Yeah.
And if you're still after 2 years being like, huh, like that's not even a matter of like not having her back. Like that is antagonistic. That is a problem. It's
Yeah.
scary.
And at like 28. I don't know,
20,
man.
they're 28?
He's 28.
That's a man child. Get him out of there.
It is scary.
Push him into the pit. I have a thought on that because I think it is very valid to like talk about wanting to learn from mistakes and grow. Like I think not just on, you know, this format, but like societally in general, when we hear something rough, we're just like, that's it, done. So I understand that there probably should be a path for redemption in a lot of cases, unless someone's safety is concerned.
Yeah.
I think though what that requires is accountability. And you would have to look at this situation and be like, what was actually wrong with this at its core? And I think that was a lot of what we were saying about like the disrespect that came from like not telling someone, yada, yada, yada. And it seems like the resolution of this was like, he's gonna be nicer and he's not hanging out with that mean girl anymore. He won't do drugs again. As opposed to like, no, you made the active choice to really mess with me and like put me in a very dangerous situation. Like that would have to be addressed and you'd have to grow from that. And if that ends up happening, great.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's
Wow,
crazy.
That's a wild one.
Bonkers.
He sounds like a
nuts.
dumbass. Like
He
He
really
does sound
does.
stupid.
Yeah,
he does sound very
He just
stupid.
sounds like a dumbass.
There are definitely
Not
a lot
that I'm
of
excusing his behavior, but he's a dumbass.
There are a lot of stories we read where it's like, okay, is their assholery exceeding their stupidity? Like which one is
Yeah.
which one is leading the
This
charge?
is stupid. This is
There's-
stupid.
There's like that a philosophical theorem about like you should never assume malice when I think it's like ignorance or stupidity can like serve just as well. But then there's the addendum to that of like at a certain point stupidity is indistinguishable from malice.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you might just be stupid, but you're still messing
At a
things
certain
up.
point, it also doesn't matter. Like you're
Yeah,
just
that's what
like,
I'm
this
saying,
is someone
like-
that you're supposed to be relying on.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
That's somehow worse. It's like, oh, you're too stupid for me to have you be by my side. And it's tough because you don't have the context when you're that age. Like, because I've known people who were like younger, like minors, and they were the breadwinner for their family as an actor. And like, even if the family seems great, and it's like, no, like it's my parents' job to make sure this happens. I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. Like, it's always been very weird to me. In the same way where it's like, you know, oh, well, I get to live in this house. Like, that's my payment. It's like, no, you're a child. They had you.
Yeah,
it's their
like,
job to keep
like
you alive.
you're
You have
16
to.
years old. If they kick you out of the house, they go to jail.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's my, you know, you get to live under this house for free. You're lucky I don't charge you rent. It's like, okay, motherfucker, let's call CPS. Let's see what they say about this. Like, you know what's so interesting about that? Like, you saying that in combination with them saying, like, we're first generation, my parents are immigrants. I think about, like, older generations with immigrants, like, you know, a lot of times kids had to pick up slack in a lot of ways where like in some way they would contribute, like maybe they worked really young and they would be part of contributing to the family.
Yeah.
I think the difference is here, you know, like you were saying, they're not just sort of this adultified kid. They are the breadwinner and it's public. So they don't get to go off later and have a normal life where no one knows who they are. They've have this public persona from when they were a kid and they're the breadwinner. So like, not even your thing. It's not even like, oh my God, you're that starlet from that Disney show. I bet life is crazy. It's like, no, things are happening at me every day. Like I didn't do any of this shit.
That's awful.
That's terrible, yeah.
And it speaks to how nice that this original poster is, that she's like, I used all these markers on printer paper and taped it to the wall. I'm like, I would have written it in the wall with an axe head. Like, for her to be like, well, they can just take this down.
Right.
Like, way to not damage the room.
I
How
always
polite.
want to do
Roommate, or if I was, say I'm putting myself in the roommate's position where I'm like, okay, I need a space to live, and they're offering me a space, but they're like, we have a brand new baby, so we have a lot of rules because we have a brand new baby. I'd be like, I understand that. And I think a fair rule when you have a brand new baby is like, I'm sorry, you cannot bring other people over here. Like, it's a brand new
Yes.
baby.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, go stay, like, make the rent cheap enough. And then it's like, hey, you got a place to stay with your stuff, but like, if you want to go see your partner, you got to go to their place.
I think the OP, like assuming everything is as they said it was, is very reasonable in all of this. That's already a reasonable rule, but like so many of those could have been the breaking point. Even like you said, it was like a 2-month-old baby or whatever. Like
Brand new.
Oh,
It's because she can't get maternity leave at her job, so that's why they needed a roommate.
new baby just dropped. So like this person doesn't lock the front door. That's enough.
I know.
That's
I
enough to
know.
be like, no, we have a baby.
It's infuriating.
The bathroom traffic is crazy.
Oh yeah. What if you have to make a Duke?
Yeah, it's like she's 24 and she's still living like, she's clearly like still in the college mindset. You
And it's
know?
just different lifestyles though, because
Just very different lifestyles.
because I'd say that the woman with a baby is at 24. That's like older to me. You know what I mean? Like different types of living where it's like it's what goes for you.
Yeah,
Did I say that right? Like she's a young mom,
Yeah.
yeah.
and 24 is
I still think I mean if they accepted the fee of the water bills, fine. I mean I think taking that much water every day is just irresponsible in the modern world. But
Yeah.
but
The thing that's most confusing to me about it, though, is like when she's like, yeah, they have like 15 shampoo bottles they keep knocking over. Because obviously this whole time we're like, oh, well, they're just like, you know, in the shower for 3 hours a day. But then it's like, oh, they have 15 kinds of shampoo. I'm like, are they also just like super into being like, this one smells like hibiscus? Yeah,
that's their
smell
hobby
it
is
as it's
showering.
your hair. Like, what could you possibly need that? I don't know.
a day.
A day. I mean, you're just pitching a reality show at this point.
This is literally like New Girl.
I can't believe he walked by the door and went, I can't
was
believe that
crazy.
happened.
Can't believe that happened.
He winked and said that was crazy. That was crazy.
Imagine it was like so terrible and he was just like, can't believe we just did that. And she's like, yeah, like that's a bold move to be like, wink, hey there, champ. Look, it's not the smartest thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
With proper communication, it doesn't have to end in a dumpster fire.
Yeah, if they're both fine with that, I mean, I think they could only, if they want to continue it, you can only get away with it, I think, for so long.
You got to be careful.
I think also like in that situation, I want to like double down on what you're saying. Like people always caution, like you have to know what you're getting into. You have to be ready for it to not work out. And people go like, I know, I'm ready. Like I know it could be this way. What I also think you need to have is like a game plan in place of like let's make the worst case scenario. What if this does not work out? How do we get out of this?
Yeah.
Because that's, I think, more important.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like consenting adults and all that, like.
Okay, next meme. Damien's bottle of mushroom goo Spencer.
Is it mushroom based?
It's mushroom based, right?
Wait, is this the stuff that I
You
drink?
have a concoction, a bottle of like
No, that's not. That's a
voice
different thing. The voice stuff is not. There's no mushroom in there. It's loquat and honey.
What is loquat?
No, are you talking
It's
about the
loquat,
stuff?
honey, and a bunch of other herbs. It's called ninjam. What's that? Why is it dripping? Because I would always. Okay, so it's dripping and gross. It is dripping and gross. Because normally you put it in like a little teaspoon and have it there and mix it in with your tea. But I'm always like, oh, we're in between videos. I just
Yep.
got off the set. I need to be in this other set. Swig and then down. And so it's just.
Yep, it's so good. I've had it.
Thank you.
It doesn't taste good, but it's so good.
It really helps your voice.
Yeah.
And we're the two best
And we both
actors and singers and dancers
First
here.
time you gave it to me, you told me to just down it, and I did.
Yeah.
Out of that one?
No, like you.
He put it on
you
a
water
paper
fountain it.
plate.
He made
What?
you
No,
lick
I
it
made it- I put
up.
it in
He
a
made
cup
you
for
lick
you.
it up like a
It was
dog.
like a weird thing.
It was in a f***ing cup.
Okay.
Who memed it?
I don't know.
Was it Kiana? Was it Spencer? Was it Courtney? Or was it me? I don't know. I also see that mushroom goo.
I love this goo.
There's no mushroom.
Loquat and honey.
If you want mushroom goo, I can bring mushroom goo.
You also, of course, you also have mushroom.
I have dandelion blend here. We have that syrup, and then I have mushroom goo at home
Okay.
as a treat.
Okay. Yeah. Next
This is
meme.
hard.
Here we go. Damien explaining the rules of a board game. Amanda. Chance is also here. He was on board AF Legacy as well. Okay, what's this? Alex Tron? Was it Andre? Was it me? Or was it Rock, another one of our editors? All people who have definitely witnessed something like this. Let's see these answers. Damien.
Alex directs a lot of things. I feel like he's seen me in these situations. And the guy on the left looks really calm, and he's seen how I stay calm in the face of adversity. So, hey, Alex Tron.
Okay, Angela.
I'm gonna say Alex. I don't know.
All right.
I feel like he's seen this a lot.
Okay, Spencer.
The picture is giving Shane. This feels like a picture you would crack up at. The guy on the right is like, that's so like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
also-
probably end
yeah.
up like that one day.
Those are the chosen glasses, and you could steal my water to those pants. You're basically there.
All right, so 1 guess for me, 2 for Alex. Who memed it?
Hey!